In this video, I'm going to be working with a transition called the Smooth Zoom transition. So it's going to look something like this. So though it's really quick, you can elongate it a little bit, but it's a great way to go from one sequence to another. So let's get started. So the best way to have this work is to have your sequences beside each other. So I'm going to drag my beach rock trees or beach tree rocks over here. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to make sure this is right in the middle here. I can squeeze this a little bit more. There we go. More room to work. Remember, you can adjust those with the dark gray. So I'm going to bring my beach trees over. But first, what was happening is that this one, for some reason, though my other clips don't, this one has a sound to it. Remember, I got all these from Pixel.com. I looked up some free video clips. And so when I brought that down, it came as a pair, right? So it knocked out my audio. So what I did is I came back over here, double-clicked so it could come up in here to my source panel, which again can change to your effects, different things like that. But when you double-click, you bring that up. And here, what I can do, I can already trim it here. So remember, if we do the mark in, right here, and then the mark out. So now I'm down to 19 seconds instead of 33, so I don't have to edit that later. But I have a choice to bring both of these over. But I just want to bring the film over, the video. So I'm just going to click and drag that. And there we go. So that fixed that problem. So if you ever run into an issue, just remember that it could have audio along with it. If you want it both, you can just simply drag both. And you can see how that worked, and it brought both over, but I don't want that. So now let's get back, and we're going to, again, put it right in the middle. And what we're going to do, we're going to, with our arrow keys, I'm going to move over about 6 or so frames. You can make it a little bit longer if you want to. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I know that's hard to see, but if we extend that a little bit more, oh, well, look at that. It wasn't lined up, so I'm glad I zoomed in anyways. All right, so we're right in the middle there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That can be about 50 frames. We're going to come over here, C for our razor tool. And we're going to go back 12 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. About right there. And we're going to do that again. So C, get your razor. And then these are the 2 frames. So this is going to be the transition from the end of the jellyfish to the beginning of the beach tree rocks. I want to select both of these. And I want to right click and I want to hit nest. And that's fine. You can always rename it if you want to, or if you don't have a lot of nested things. And what this does, it just sort of groups them. It nests them into one for an editing purpose. Great with transitions. Okay? So there we go. And you see how it has glued those 2 pieces together, okay? Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to our effects, and we're going to type in transform. This is going to be under distort, and then transform here. Remember, with these effects, you just click and you drag it right on top. And then we come over here. This might not change, and that's fine. All you have to do is come over here and come to your effects control, and you can see the nested here. And we're going to start working with some of these and altering them. Okay, so we've got this all ready to go. We're going to come to the middle of the transition. So we're going to come down here. So the middle of the transition is where it would split, okay? So we're going to come to the middle of the transition where sort of they both come together. So about right there is fine. And we're going to come here to scale. And we're going to put 300%. Then we're going to drag this down a little bit more. and we're going to put 100. We're going to drag it to the very end, and we're going to right click, I added a keyframe there. We're going to right click on that keyframe, and we're going to put ease in. Then on this one, we're going to put the middle one, we're going to put auto Bezier, and on the first one, we're going to do ease out. To wrap this up, let me move this in a little bit so you can see better. To wrap this up, we're going to come under here and take this off. Use composition shutter angle. We're going to take that off, and we're going to make the shutter angle 360. And let's zoom out a little bit here and see how that plays. Something happened a little bit there that I had to go back and clean up, but the main idea is correct. So it could have been maybe the scale of something versus the other, or I just need to space this out a little bit more. But every step that we've done is working. And honestly, what I would do too, even in the first bit of this, when I say go over 6 frames, try 12 frames and give it a little bit more space to breathe. That is how you would do the smooth tool transition.